paralyzed, paralyzed. Please don't tell me that I'm bad. You don't mind. Paralyzed, paralyzed. I'm lost now. I'm lost now. Paralyzed.
Hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good something, good whatever time it is in your time zone. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you've had a good weekend. Still having a good weekend if you're in a time zone where it is still the weekend. Tricky, all these global time zone manners.
Evening, good people. Lime, Mards, chat.
Just the way he said that. How do you answer that? Thank you. Thank you so much, Non-Empty Stream. Thank you very much for the 62 months. Approaching that whole stack of subbage. That is so much support. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And not good evening to all the bad folks, I suppose, is the contrary to that. So I spent the entire day doing other stuff. What are all these lines from? What is that a reflection of? Huh? It's gotta be something Distant Horizons thing, I guess. But yeah, I just managed to get the tech video for the latest snapshot done. It's sort of not even in time for this stream, right? The stream was slightly delayed. So I don't really have a full great plan. I haven't continued the teleporter things, bound all the compasses, tested out things like I mentioned yesterday. But one thing I did think about, I do want a shulker loader on this thing, so maybe that's the thing we should do. But yeah, one thing I was thinking about was yesterday when I was making all those redstone components, I was kind of concluding that I am running out of cobblestone. And I'm also not like super well on, well, okay, never mind. I'm fine on stone. How am I doing on, why do I have those? Okay. Gravel's okay. 80 was asking for granite, I think.
Dart Emil Diesels, Gnive Doog.
Yeah, Can't do that to Brian. He doesn't handle it. He only works in a forward direction. Conclusion, end tough. Of course, this is streaming canon. So maybe that's the thing. Was it crafting? What you can't. Tough is one of the things he wants, and I am. It's one of the things I'm not going to be willing to give up because it's too valuable. I use it too much. What else did he want? Granite. Okay. Well, granite is interesting, right? Because you can actually craft granite, and it is diorite and another quartz. So also diorite could be a source of granite if he wants that, and nether quartz, he should be getting tons of that through his barter farm. So diorite can be crafted from more quartz and cobblestone. Hey, it's a cat scam. So sufficient amounts of quartz and cobblestone gives you lots of granite. That's an interesting one. Anyway, the thing is, I have all these shulker loading systems. I have this chunk that's just always loaded. Why don't I make a material farm? Was the thought I had. And so, like, make a farm for cobblestone. Make a farm for potentially basalt. Because that's the similar thing, right? You set up a generator that pushes out the things and you just explode all the things, collect all the rewards. Potentially even smelt the stone from it, I guess. The other thing now, though, is I guess you can cobble stone by just running it through the stone cutter, so I guess it doesn't matter all that much if I have it. It's actually kind of better to have it in stone form. Interesting. Oh, the cat scam, by the way. I saw Ellie sleeping on the bed when I was walking by to start the stream. He, kind of thinking it might be fun to set up a cat scam versus cat cam leaderboard. Like a counter for how many times you got scammed versus how many times you got cammed. I think it might be a thing I want to do. A lot of cats in game. I don't know if Cjbeards gave up. He was, of course, sleeping on a chair upstairs just before the stream, so obviously he's now started screaming. That's just how it goes. I do like the thought of that. It shouldn't be very hard to set up either. Just a couple of commands to increase your counter when you... Or maybe a mod has to do it or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So what I'm thinking is if I want to make a... I could build up. I could keep going up and make a cobble gen and stuff way up on top of these. But I'm also kind of thinking maybe I should go down instead. What is the range of spawning an iron golem? Because I want to definitely be below that. I think you managed to skip like 10 seconds of that song. It was right at the end. Morning, Black Dragon. Doing good. Thank you. Bit of a intense day, but happy nonetheless. So definitely need to go down a bunch. I don't remember the spawn area, but it is a fair bit, and it's also centered on the villagers, which are down here. So probably like just underneath the surface here. This is 60, whatever, 63. And I don't know where the base is of that, the chunk loader down here, but it's quite low. This is a way to the bottom of the stack underneath that whole thing. But this, we're still in iron, or still in stone layers here. So we're at 11 here. So I could build it below the whole thing if I just hollow out enough. It's enticing, actually, because that would give me a bunch of the materials from hollowing out further down, and I do want to kind of go down from here. I just left the ores. Nice. Forgot about that. Let's take a peek in here, see how it's looking. Ooh. This looks like it's kind of ready to harvest. Is it going to? That's that. Where's the... Oh, it's way up there. Do I have a way up? Yeah. It's like... Surely here. Here it is, yeah. Also... Yeah, this is in the loaded chunk. It's fine. Really? This has got almost a stack of items left in that one. And this is the one that is empty. And once it is empty, we'll trigger this. That seems excessive. Like, they're all fully grown. Every single one of them. I think I might have way too long a timer on this thing. I'm quite sure that's going that way. So this is filling. Yeah, once this empties, this will turn off. And we'll let go of those for a tick. So this should harvest when that takes back over. Let's situate ourselves here, maybe? Might be a nice... I wish I had a connected glass texture here thing. Nice. Where are you flowing to? Okay, you ended up getting stuck there. I'm losing a few to things like that. Not too many, I think. And I could have like an allay in here or something, but I don't know that that's worth it. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm glad I found that out. So this is less than 2 stacks in here now. Cool. So what do I do? Do I dig? Maybe I dig. I guess one problem is I would kind of like, if I'm auto smelting things, I'd like fuel for that, and the natural fuel for that exists like up there in the bamboo farm. I guess you could make a separate bamboo farm just for that, but I don't know. That seems silly. Pickaxe is not super great, but sort of okay. I should probably have a beacon here. Maybe that's the first order of business. Set up a beacon. Why am I not carrying a water bucket? It's quite weird. I don't even want to take one of those. Where have I put all my water buckets? Well, I don't know. But we'll make a new one, I suppose. Wait, farm trees for charcoal? Oh, for fuel. No. You know, want something simple and effective. And that is not. Where do I put this beacon? I want it sort of central to my base. Ideally, it reaches when I'm up there. Maybe we put it in the water. Maybe put it like here or something. That could be good. There's my beacon place. Except I didn't go high up enough. I have enough stuff in there, I think. Alright. We're gonna do the smart thing, which all Minecrafters do, which is dig directly down. And I am, I guess, going to grab all of the resources on the way, because it's just how I roll. I'd like to set up a wither skeleton farm also. That would be nice. Not necessarily only for the skulls, but also for coal, because then you can start building with coal blocks, actually. It's not the #1 rule that Minecraft cannot break. What do you mean? This is how you're supposed to play the game, I'm sure. Huh? It's a lush cave here? Huh. Well, today I learned. At some point I probably want to do some work on my my drowned farm too. Oh, is it getting nighttime? Well, that's unfortunate. I'm not entirely within reach of my bed up there. So the drowned farm is cool because it would let me potentially like make a shop for copper and stuff, but I don't have that ability for that right now because it's too slow. And I know why it's too slow. I just haven't taken the time to design a fix for it. Oh, cool. It might have been smart to make new torches before I did this, actually. Yes. That might have been a clever thing to do. Thing a clever person would have done. Wait. What? Hold up. I blocked myself in the wrong place. That's weird. Apparently I did. Well, whatever. Let's just get some stickage going here. Not the most efficient way of doing this, I know. There we go. But hold on. What actually? I did... What? Where did I... I'm sorry, what? How does one lose a hole? I just stepped out and then stepped back in again, didn't I? What the? Chat. Chat. Help. I was so certain it was here. Oh, that is a lot of mobs. Holy smokes. I backed in. And I placed like... I can't dig straight up. I can't reach any further. I've dug as far up as I can. How does one lose a hole? I mean, the evidence apparently on how you do is on stream. But unless like 80 is here trolling me. But like, what the heck? That block looks different. Does it? Does it not? You have blocks of pillar with? I know that isn't the problem. It's just tough. These are all just tough. The problem is I'm trying to create a hole. And now I've lost the hole. Okay, well, I mean, I have F3 on here on the stream. So I suppose I'll just go find the thing. -211, 231. Or is this after I'm lost already? No, I'm looking at chunk number, damn it. 3361. Oh, that's further out this way. There we go. I'm a smart and capable Minecraft player. Here's your whole line. X marks the spot. Almost, at least. Oh boy. Let's go light some of this cave up and explore some of this cave, I suppose. A lot of floating gravel. Oh, there's a big old cave system under here. I might wanna actually. Well, that's a lot of stuff. Actually, I might want to come back and mine that. Do I want to light up the? Whoa, that was an interesting little slide. Do I want to light up this system fully? Do I have a reason to? Like, wanna get a mob farm going or something? I mean, I have the drowned farm, but that is situated in the sky far enough that I don't care. Yeah, so this is Mindcrack SMP. It's a content creator SMP with a very old history. It sort of started before Hermitcraft and was sort of for a long while what Hermitcraft is now. Like sort of the major player in SMP content creator space. But then it sort of got shut down. Was dormant for a long while, and now it's back. Hello. Didn't want to play with me for some reason. Hi. Oh, hi. Sneaky cheater. You have a bone. Even fancy. I don't spend too much time with this. This isn't. Oops. Hi. This isn't the point. Although I do want to light up a little bit. And you have an arrow. Where are you coming from? Wow, my inventory is going to be full before I can even start digging this out. What were you? You were, I don't recognize those particles. It's Creeper City down here. Ow. Honestly, so rude. Well, that's not gonna work. Oh. Okay. Do you have a... Yeah, you do have a way up. Ah, I was hoping he would shoot it again. Oh, it's a fight. Dude, he has armor. You sure you want to pick that fight? And an enchanted bow. Yeah, see, that's how it goes. Okay, well, we made a loop here. Wait, my inventories are full. I can't even pick these up. That's not ideal. Okay. Well, it's a speed spider. Uh-huh. I'm still blind. Yeah. All right. We're a negative 41, which is pretty much, it's close enough to the base of the world that a beacon made here would wood span to the bottom of the warp. Nice, of course. So maybe I'll just dig this space out and use it as the foundation of the beacon. That seems kind of sensible, to be honest. I don't have to dig out much more. On the other hand, I might miss if there's just a good deposit of diamonds or something down below this. It's a lot of noise. I wonder if that's like another zombie holding a bone or something. It's just persistently gonna chill there. Did I dig this out or was it Doug? I probably dug this out. So much garbage. And this is the center block. We just kind of go up there. This side looks good. You won't lose the hole now that has a waterfall. Also, I was just gonna say I don't know how I'm planning to get back up, but I guess I'll just fly out.
Are we sidetracked yet again?
Hello, Niar. Thank you so much. Thank you for that Prime sub. Thank you for the 31 months of support. I appreciate that. Are we sidetracked? Not necessarily. I'm digging up a space, which I'm doing because I wanted to dig up a space. We don't necessarily need to talk about the fact that the space I wanted to dig out was different space. But I'm trying to set up a beacon for my base down here, basically. And I'm being annoyed by the amount of mob noises here. It sounds like what someone who's gotten very sidetracked would say. Hey now! 2, 3, 4, 5. Here. Don't need this anymore. There's even daylight from here. I think I wanted more space. It would be nice if I end up with a place where you can actually like walk around on the beacon. Hi, Mikatsu. Let's lay it out. It's 9 by 9, right? Also, my inventory is just entirely full of stuff already. I guess we can do this. Cool. Actually, these can go in there too. Maybe I should have brought out the beacon, eh? That might have been smart. Oh well. I think that is right. Actually, don't know all that much about what is under my base. I just thought about. In my hardcore world, I have like a really well explored cave system under my base. I was trying to sort of light it up as much as possible. Here, not so much. I know about the trial chambers in the area, but that's sort of it. Well, and whatever is around exactly where I've built things. I guess that one of the differences is in the hardcore world, obviously I started in the same place that then became my base, so I did a bunch of the early sort of caving exploration stuff in the same area. But honestly, I then had like different goals, I guess, so I continued exploring much more, trying to light it up and stuff. That's still aligned, good. Is there like a favorite thing to have right below your base? Not sure. Like in this case, because I'm doing farms and stuff, I do enjoy the fact that there was a geode right on where I was building that chunk of farms. Close enough like that it's in the right chunks. That was very nice. Okay, so now with the very dramatic music, we're about to hit our head on the ceiling. Should be about enough. I kind of want to just hollow out more than I need to here. It's a good material. I want more of tough anyway. So this is just a massive tough blob, I guess, because it doesn't seem to be an iron vein. Weirdly, with this much tough. It might be several blobs overlapped or something. Okay, well that's it. Now I do need the actual beacon. Which for now, I'm going to do that with. Pick up my garbage. Ooh, that's funky. Take 3 rockets to even get out of there. Very cool. It's in the ocean, like it's in the water here, so I don't really need to worry too much about it being about the fall risk. Otherwise, I would probably go and put a glass block or something on top of there, just not fall in. But now I don't think I care. Probably should fill up my iron chest again. So I've been nabbing blocks out of this for a good while. go. They're filling it back up already. Thank you. How nice. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, that's fine. Trial chamber. Nice. Yeah. I mean, this base is specifically positioned between 3 trial chambers, and then I haven't done anything about them, which is quite fun. Right, so I had tough here. Should probably have a chest just for tough, couldn't I? And you know what? We have this now, and I've moved. We do that. We have bolt shulker. Because there's nothing. Ooh, you know what I should do? I should go get all my shulkers from that big dig. That's a thing I should do. Also, I should probably clean up this monster, but whatever. Okay. We need to move the basalt somewhere else. What a mess. They're very similar in texture. We had like geode material that has the smooth basalt. This doesn't really fit in here, but maybe I'll put it here because here's where I looked for it before. Let's toss this in here. At some point I probably should like mine out all my ores. Running out of space. Alright. Clay. It's a thing I don't know where I have. If I have any, I have some here. And then stone was here. That's fine, I suppose. These are all just stone. Cool. Okay, so next order of business. Probably put these compasses away because I'm not doing anything with them right now. I have a couple of just empty shulkers there, and I have the shulker here. So I don't necessarily need to bring a lot of stuff just to go digging. So I think that is what we shall do. Maybe make a massive old hole underneath this. Seeing what I'm thinking here is if I'm making a cobble gen and or basalt gen, and I'm going to automatically mine them, what that means is I'm going to be TNT mining them, or potentially I guess gassed or wither mining them, but that seems pointless. Like I'm gonna be TNT mining. If I'm gonna be TNT mining, I do not want the TNT kind of around my chunk loader and stuff here. So we probably want to be going down a fair bit. Have my staircase there, but it ends in like on top of this whole thing. But a bit smart to bring some of those materials. I'm thinking maybe there's like a big pool of water here somewhere also. So the staircase is there. What if I continued it down here and then accidentally mined it too much here? That's very good. Like turned here and went down here because it's right outside. And I could spiral on the outside of the chunk or something. What am I working on? So yeah, I'm thinking about setting up an automatic cobble generator. Let's do this. That is in the chunk of farms, so it always runs. Right, insta mining. I'm not used to it. I'm not messing anything up by placing those. Do this. And we're almost immediately going to hit deep slate, and so we're no longer going to be insta mining. That, I'm sure, will not be annoying at all. Okay. Hi. Well, there's more of that lush caves. I do think I've been around here a bit. You know what? Let's just make that. That's fine. Why did it have to fall down? I wanted that block. So I've been out here and lit up a bunch, apparently. I doubt that is enough lighting up, but certainly been out here. I think I mostly wanted to get rid of the zombies that were sort of walking in. That's interesting. Might make this easier, might make this harder, depending on how things work out. Where's the edge of the chunk? It's there. So I guess we keep spiraling the outside, maybe? Where am I? -2. Let's actually do this. You're going to build mountains now? No, not necessarily dirt thing. No. I mean, that was, terracotta farm thing, right? But no, this is just, I was running out of cobblestone as I was creating the, teleporter system, and that felt kind of silly. I realized I can now make cobblestone out of stone with a stone cutter, but still, an abundance of material is nice. Okay, so there's this here. All right, folks, we're gonna, you know what, actually, we're just gonna be playing through the ad breaks today, I think. If you don't like the ads, you can get rid of them by subbing to the channel on Twitch or getting Twitch Turbo. It gets you ad-free viewing here and in many other channels. Ba, 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 ba. Interesting music. Yeah, otherwise it'll just be a few minutes and we're just gonna keep on digging because there's not very high octane stuff going on right now. I do probably want this enclosed. Yeah, I also concluded that AD is asking for granite, which is craftable from cobblestone and quartz, and I believe he has a ton of quartz. I don't know if he's figured this out himself, though. My guess is he probably hasn't. Actually, I don't know. Let's just keep digging. Hi, Black. Well, hello to you. Don't mind if I do. I will be grabbing you for sure. Somehow I ended up with too few blocks here. This is quite weird. Where are we at? Like the bottom of the chunk loader, which is now apparently really hard to get to, is like here. Yeah. So this is block 3. So really I could dig in like into block layer 4 or something and they would be fine. And I could just keep digging out the chunk under there. The problem is I'd like some margin for error because I'm about to sort of create something explosive, which is, you know, maybe not ideal to, what's going on with this thing? YouTube, please. Why are you doing this, YouTube? Hold on, my YouTube playback of the stream has messed itself up. Okay, it's fine now. Yeah, let's just say I do something stupid, which is not entirely improbable at some point, and I explode a TNT, like right at the top of this thing, because obviously, generally what you do is you dupe a TNT or you dispense a TNT, and then it falls down into where you want it to explode. So let's say it just doesn't fall at all, it gets stuck. Yeah, then what? You know, what is if I go 5 below, it's probably fine, but then why not grab some margin for error? So it was at 3. So what if we go like -10 or something? That is like, that's here. I think what I want to do is just start, instead of going further down here actually, I'm going to keep the staircase going just because that gives me access, but I might want to just start like digging out the chunk. Is this, where's the chunk end? Is this the end? Yes. And then probably we just do something like this. Let's make a scheme for this. Maybe let's put one here. One in the corner. That seems fine. I think. Where's the center point of the chunk? The yellow line. Okay, so the blue line is. Okay, it's actually quite close. It's like there. These two are the center. You can put a layer of water on top, can you? Well, can I? You know, if we're talking of the realm of you know, I want to minimize the impact of error, putting a layer of water on top of my redstone machinery is not my first thought. I will say that. Wait, what? The different cave? Oh, I'm in the other cave now. Huh. Is this the layer I'm on? There's the corner. I do kind of want it enclosed because I'd rather explosive beings don't mess with my explosive farm. Of course they have. Okay, we might have to. I have to cover this up further later, but whatever. And then we just dig in. Then we just take away my own torch. Do you not want to grow your redstone to make more? You thinking about it in terms of like cultivation here? Not sure about that. Hi, Indigo Violet. A blast-proof layer of netherite. I mean, you can have a blast-proof layer of obsidian, and I do sort of intend to have that still. But I also have the entire height of a chunk to play with. Like, I don't necessarily need to squeeze it in the layer underneath my chunk loader. Is it just me, or is this a really weird song? This is quite weird, isn't it? Why can't I trigger this? What have they done to this application? Why? Okay, I guess I can trigger this. Let's do that. Where would the fun be in Obsidian? I mean, I don't know how fun you consider it. If you want a fun 100 streams in a row of me just digging for ancient debris. Which, by the way, would do just as fine of a job on that. Let's see, I feel like I missed placing a torch here. Maybe I didn't. We might not like do this entire thing here today, but I think I would like to start getting more stuff done in this chunk, and then that means I do need to clear it out underneath. Cinnamon roll ceiling. Yeah. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Also, somebody asked, like, Minecraft still exists. More correctly, I think, would be to say Minecraft exists again. It was quite dead for many years, but it's been started back up. So technically, this is Mindcrack Rebirth. Oh, I did miss a torch here on my self-made barrier. Let's do this. I don't think it's quite okay to talk about cinnamon rolls. It's gonna make me hungry. Yeah, that should be good enough. And now we have 2 block tall space. This all is on the outside, so this enclosed stuff is that chunk. It's a little bit weird gap here and stuff, but that's fine. So now I guess we dig it out by a layer. We'll see if run into a big cave that is going to make this a lot harder or something. But for now, should be fine. I gotta keep an eye on this pickaxe also. So I've been thinking about all kinds of farms for this chunk. It's a little bit, you know, obviously if I do too much with it and it does a whole lot of stuff, it's just going to be immense amounts of lag. And there are some farm types, especially like mob farms, that either you can't do or you don't want to do because they will mess with the mob cap of the server. So trying to be careful about that, but making a whole lot of stuff that is like good material sources seems like a good call, I think. Especially since I can sell all the materials. It would be kind of fun to make like a subscription service. People can subscribe to get access to my material. AD also has like a massive like industrial district thing where he has tons of farms. I think he builds a lot of more farms off of people's tutorials and stuff, which is definitely not wrong. But because I have this like, I like designing farms and like making stuff myself. So that tends to be a little bit slower for me. Okay. Somehow I ended up with 1 stone. It's somewhat unfortunate. Should have brought another bundle. I can put this in the bundle though. Really have no reason to gather moss blocks. I have a farm for this stuff. These 3 are all farmable resources for me. Do I have an easy way of tossing them? Yeah. I don't know if I have a glowberry. I think I have all these things, but 1 stone is quite annoying. I'm unlikely to get more because I'm down solidly in deep slate layers. So that's just stupid. Whatever, it's fine. Find a naturally occurring stone generator somewhere. Also don't know what I need here. So the idea is for TNT duper, probably. Like I don't really have a reason to shun TNT duping on the server. That plops the TNT down probably a hole in a ring of obsidian, so I don't need like a massive space, but still like having the TNT within range of the duper itself seems like a recipe for disaster. So probably want duper as high up here as possible. That generally like they're 3 blocks tall or something, so that's the space I have here. And then probably I want like 5 blocks or something onto like a blob of cobblestone probably, and then a bunch of air so that the items can drop into a water stream below that is probably on some obsidian. Maybe it doesn't need to be. Why do I want more air if there's an obsidian layer there anyway? The only reason would be the next TNT blows up the items there. But then I just need more time in between the TNT. How much space does a duper take normally? I would say they are sort of, maybe they're 8-10 blocks long, and then 3-4 blocks wide, 3-4 blocks tall. Depends on how automatic and stuff and which model. It's been a while since I built one. Kind of assuming that they still mostly work the same. I know there's some sort of different types, but yeah. Those are definitely one of the things I will go and just build off of somebody's tutorial. But yeah, at the very least, I would like for the situation to be when the duper activates, the TNT, regardless of how well the generators are working, falls far enough that if it explodes on top of the highest thing, it is well out of the range of the blast radius of having the TNT duper itself be within that blast. So that should be like if we go 8 blocks down or something, it's fine, right? Because I believe the blast radius of TNT is 5. Should grab all of the ores out of the walls and stuff too. I should not have filled that in. I will be digging it out in a second. Very good. But also, I've done none of this. Honestly, today might just be a grindy day. We might just grind out digging the hole and then do all the design stuff later. Because I really... I'm not sure how much brain capacity I have left today. Managed to do a whole lot of stuff today, though, so... decently happy with that. I had even more I wanted to do, but it was just no way I could have done more. Why do I feel like the chat's working? I think they might be. I have both of the YouTube and Twitch chat, like both on the screen, of course, so you can see, but also they're connected to the sort of chat display that I read chat in. And if that disconnects, which it does sometimes when something goes wrong, then I don't see that chat. I'll just ignore like YouTube chat for a good long while or something. So you're planning on combining both generators? Yeah, I think so. Like, there's not much reason for me to have only one generator, like, because it's always loaded. It doesn't have to be super efficient, right? I just combine both generators, make item filters to sort them out, and then shulker load those results. You can ignore this message only if you don't see it. Okay, good. Well, I didn't. So I did. I mean, you do want a repeat of your concrete setup on the fan server? No. Ideally, I would like a machine that doesn't blow itself up. Also, like I'm cleaning out the entire chunk, which is absolutely not necessary. I just don't know how big the machine's gonna be, so I'd rather just clear out the chunk, see what I find, you know? Get a bunch of deep slate. Sometimes it's a bit therapeutic just to dig, also. And it does serve a purpose, so... Yeah, I think, like, a cobble gen from one side, a basalt gen from the other side. Push the two streams sort of meet in the center. That's where we drop the TNT. I don't think I want multiple layers at once. Because, again, the key to this thing is it runs constantly, not that it's super efficient. So, I'd rather have it sort of make sure that the items don't get stuck because it didn't blow up enough blocks vertically. How far down are you planning to dig? I don't know. We need enough space for a TNT blast to not destroy the TNT duper. So that is certainly... I mean, I need somewhere 10, 16 block space, I suppose. Make a big cube. Good evening, Kikman. Also, hi, Puzzle Girl. So we'll start by that, and then probably the next thing to do is experiment with generators, see how I want to do them, see how wide I want the whole setup, see, and I guess maybe set up a duper first, just up in the ceiling so I can trigger sim easily. Like, I think the ideal would be I make a duper that centers the TNT in the cross section of 4 blocks. So if you have the 2 streams of blocks coming in here, you're gonna have like cobble on one side and then basalt on the other side, right? Coming in, being pushed in from the 2 sides. Ideally, I'd like the TNT to be right in the middle here. Probably need to go on an adventure for some materials also here, because there's certainly some materials in a duper that I don't have. I don't think I have a coral fan, for instance, which I'm reasonably sure is still a requirement. Is there a cart involved? Could the fact that we're running experimental carts on the server be a problem? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think if there is, it's just there to sort of trigger up. Actually, I'm not sure. I think there might be a boat involved. A little annoyed by the fact that that deflate was sideways. It's been a long while since I made a basalt generator too, so I don't know what the speed is. Yeah, we have experimental carts and we have the cart speed tweaked up by, I believe, 50%. Gunpowder farm? No. Do I like them? I mean, honestly, I haven't done complicated enough stuff to see any of the drawbacks. The increased speed is nice because it makes traveling on the rail faster. On the other hand, I now have the teleporter system, so that's way faster than even the faster minecarts. So no reason to really care. I've had to redesign some farm systems that depend on hopper carts. Let's see. There's 3 blocks in between them. Yeah. So the next one should have a new torch. Like there. Okay. Screaming cat, give me a moment. Let's see, can we get more of you in? No, you already left the frame. Hello. Okay, come back. Nice. Now you're sitting on the mouse. Hi. We can move this for you. Yeah, hold on. Sorry if this makes a lot of noise. There we go. What are you up to? He was screaming at Ellie because she's up on the place with a cat cam. Hint, hint. Yeah, for those you didn't hear, I was talking about it before. I'm probably going to try to make a cat cam versus cat scam score, so that whenever you trigger the cat cam, you get a point for either a cam or a scam. And then, like, we could have a leaderboard of the most cat cams, the most cat scams, and the best cam to scam ratio. I think it would be a lot of fun. I need to also put up the torches here. We have a few words from the sponsor. You got like an ear twitch into the microphone. Is that good enough? Oh, she is. He's sleeping. Why is it digging? Yeah, that's weird. You can barely see her now, but she's there. You having a good time, Grisabba? He doesn't even hear what I'm saying. He was sitting on a box outside my door. I've been cleaning up the big room out there a bit, so there's a bunch of boxes moved about, and so he was sitting on one of them with his back turned towards me when I opened the door now. And because he doesn't hear, he didn't notice that I was there, so I had to like kind of just gently wave a little bit to not make him super startled. It is a double cat indeed. I don't know how we treat the scam unscam. Maybe it's just a correction. Well, that's another shulker full of deep slate. Don't mind that. It's a nice reward for this. Still carrying the stupid one stone. Should probably just convert that into a stair, to be honest, but whatevs. Here. Here. There's a cat cleaning session going on. Alright, there we go. We're starting to get some space here. It's probably good enough that if we had... Ooh, I'm not even sure. If we had a duper up there, would it be safe to blow up on the floor here? I'm gonna say probably, but not certainly. Yeah, it needs a... Definitely needs a mod command or something that people, that the modders can trigger for whether it's a scam or not. I don't know what the option is. It's either a command for the person who triggered it, or it's a command for mod. Or for me, I suppose. Kind of counts as mod. Unless, you know, AI image analysis and whatever, but I'd rather save the planet some energy and coolant water. Probably just be exclamation point cam and exclamation point scam. Oh, more clay. Getting smacked by tail here. The thing is, it's also what are you? Sebe. Okay. Put his paw like on my paw and then on my hand, and then is like washing his paw intensely. He's like really annoyed by the fact that I was moving. But no, but I keep like I move around the cat cams as they pick new favorite spots to sleep in and stuff, and so trying to set up something off automatic feels I'm not sure. Yeah. What do you say about that, Sarah? Alright. Gold. Guess I'll take the gold. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Maybe I'll dig to this level, and then we'll shift focus to setting up a duper trying to get it to drop in the dead center of the chunk and making a manual trigger for it so I can trigger it from like out here. Because that would be nice. Then I can work on my generators down here and then manually trigger it just to see without having to climb up and down. That would be nice. Also, pickaxe probably needs a little bit of TLC when I go try to pick up materials for the duper. Do I have a warm ocean somewhere? There's plenty of ocean out here, but I don't think any of it is warm, actually. You did a duper today for a Cobbleden. You do it for, or do one with the coral fan thing. No, okay. Which type did you use? I generally do not keep up with TNT dupers because it's not a thing I usually like to use all that much. Might want to dig out one more layer actually, just because then I will get the torches on floor layer and that will definitely light up the room better. Free clay. True. Gravel. He's either like getting tired of just sitting here with nothing going on, like nobody petting him, or he's starting to fall asleep. It's really hard to tell. And if he's getting tired, that means he's gonna like jump down from my desk and go and meow at the door in a really annoying way. 2 pistons pushing observer and TNT back and forth. Whoa, really? All right then. Oh, I completely forgot that I was making a staircase down along the side here. Oops. I was like, oh, I should just walk up. Oh no, that's not gonna work, is it? Okay. All right. She curls up a little bit further in for every cat cam. It appears fairly visible out there. At some point, if I have lots of cameras and stuff, I'd like to set up a cat cam like on here, so you could point a camera basically at sort of my chest or down from my shoulder or something. Cjbe is basically out of frame all the time when he sits here. He's in frame if he sits up, but he will, sit down. That's what cats tend to do, just sit on all fours rather than straight up. And then, just skeleton. And then I can't get him in frame. Because then, camera will cut my head off. Hello, Dino Nug. This is the last layer we're taking out now. And then I will put up the torches. Maybe we'll look at that design then, because if I can make something like that, then potentially I don't need to go get more materials. I guess I probably still need to go up to my actual base and get materials, but I don't need to go gather materials that I don't have currently. They're just sitting in shulkers up there. Probably dig away the gravel on the floor and stuff like this and just replace it with normal deep slate, so we have a full floor of deep slate. Nice. Okay, he laid down in a quite awkward way, but we'll work with it. You having a good time there, Cjbe? It's quite annoying. Gravel. You, Discord DM. I'd rather not have to put on like an actual video on stream. It's always some... It's generally okay, but it's there is some like copyright sensitivities. Thank you. Let's not get these torches up, I guess. Hey, wake up again. Want to be a bit more star of the show? Yeah. Can't even see him. The mic in my face instead of his face. I think he's probably gonna go scream. What do you say about this, Cjbe? You gonna go scream? Maybe not. We chill? Which one is the black shulker and which one is the block of coal? Okay, there we go. Okay, that's really unnecessary. Why are you doing that? There. Okay. Play annoys me, but whatever. Let's do this maybe. Half my screen is like microphone for me now, but it's fine. It really is the cat who's the star. Okay, well, since we're not going to be digging anymore, I'm just going to fill this in with some rando stuff. Okay. I'm really just a human puppet for some cat. That is a very compact duper. What the heck? Without slime? It's triggered by an observable input, okay. Cat cam, cat scam, cat scream. Yeah. What the hell? Regular pistons. Why does this work? Trapdoor observer. Wow. That is an SEO'd out video description. Oh my god. I mean, this is simple enough. We can sort of just try building it. Where's my... Here. Should probably sleep up here also. I slept down in the beacon hole before. Okay, apparently I still would have my spawn here. Get rid of like one thing. This is fine. Let's grab my project shulkers for them. Hold on, this actually doesn't have, it just has sticky pistons. So I'm actually gonna need to make, let's just make a stack of pistons. Yes. Oh, I wonder how my bamboo, how my bamboo output is looking. So I need a stack of iron, a stack of redstone dust. Oh. I'm decently sure I have everything else in that design, at least from what I can see. Might not have trapdoors in accessible form, but we can deal with that. There we go. Alright, piston, make a stack of them. Let's grab some trapdoors. Alright, so the observers, note blocks, trapdoor, redstone dust, pistons, and of course a TNT. That's wild. Okay, well, let's try building this thing, I suppose. Grab some of these. Do I need anything else? This should have a whole bunch of servers. I now have these. There's no TNT in here. I have TNT in my actual like redstone chest, which I barely use anymore because of all my redstone efforts have been focused on the teleporter network, which is what this is for. Originally. Pistons, observers, solid blocks, redstone dust, trapdoor. No flux. Although I believe I will only need one of them, but that's fine. Alright, let's go try it. Let's fall and try it. What in the world is that shading? It's weird. I don't know if that happened with the version upgrade. I've seen that before. Well, one more thing that would have been smart would have been to bring like scaffolding or something. We want this thing right up at the ceiling. Let's just set it up. Okay, so we want the center of the chunk is like here, right? That's the blue line and this blue line. So these 4 blocks are the center of the chunk. So ideally we want the TNT over one of these. Which TNT is going to end up where exactly? This thing is like, I don't know. Okay. I think if we build it here, then it will end up over here, which is fine. Let's try this. Thing looks like this. Is it directional? I have no idea. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Okay, so we have, this looks like this. We have a piston. Wait, might be off by 1 here. Trying to figure out where the TNT end up going. No, I think the TNT is between the pistons, so that should be fine. So the pistons in this case goes here. And here. Okay. So now we need an observer pointing into this piston, which is easy enough if I can just aim this right. It's there, right? Yeah. Okay, which means that's our input. So up here. Let's do that. Might have built this 1 block too high up here. We'll see. Okay. Let's grab this iron while we're at it. Server over there. Note block here. Server out of that note block. Trapdoors on the side of this note block. So, you tired of this nonsense, Cjbe? Yeah. You tired? Here we go. You headbutt the microphone. Go meow at the door. All the other crucial components of entertaining cat stream. What are you doing? Climbing on the... Okay, fine. Definitely gonna go meow at the door. 100%. Okay, we're observing the trapdoor over the space into the wire. So... and then... observer off the side. So mine is mirrored compared to his. I wonder if that matters. We'll find out, I suppose. Okay. So the only remaining part here is TNT in that space. And then see if it works. Which is, where's my pillar? Seb and Ellie are both main coons. So the input is this observer observing something, and like they have it be this, right? Because it's something you can just click. But then I'm not necessarily interested in just being up here and clicking it. So my input should be something else. Well, I guess we can do that for testing, but I'd rather trigger it from down there. Which means I'd like something like that I can change states on easily. Which probably means just run. No, that doesn't work because that connects to that. Run a slime thing with a payload onto here. That probably makes sense. That would be reasonable easy to set up the trigger from down there also. I guess we will do this for just for now. And I guess what I will do is like this so I can easily access this thing once I've dug away the rest. I need to get rid of this pillar. Nice. I guess we'll keep these four, and we'll see where the TNT lands. That looks fine. Let's see. All right. Well. What do you think, chat? Will it work? Will it not work? Will it blow something up? Like, will it blow itself up, I guess? Have you been scratching your eyes, Seba? Likely blow something up. I like explosions, so let's say it blows up. It's supposed to blow something up, right? It's just not supposed to blow itself up. So that seems to have been... I would say that's definitely far enough away, even if that is the height where I would have my generators. I think that's fine, right? There's no risk that that's gonna... Oh! Well, that's... It did... This was the world's least efficient way of triggering a TNT. Okay. So it's not a duper, it's a TNT setter offer. I guess what I will do is I will mirror this. because mine was mirrored compared to his. Let's just remove all of these and set it back up. Right. This needs to be here. I mean, I guess this is the job done. That depends on what you consider the job to be, I suppose. Now this is our input. This is really annoying, but we can work with it. Observe that. Note block, observe that into there. This needs to be gone. Trap door off this. And observing that. Right? And then an additional observer here. So input note block. That shifted that over. I wonder if the problem was potentially that I triggered it once without having the TNT in place. Okay. Also, either that was it. I just blew up all my redstone components. Either that was it, or it was the fact that it was mirrored. Okay. It's alive. Okay. Cool. I do actually want the trigger from down here, though. And I guess this is reasonably close enough to middle of the chunk that I don't care too much. That is apparently this slot. Okay, I think we can work with this. I'll just put the trigger on the opposite side instead. So please tell me I should have it in the other blue shulker. Yeah. And then we need the other one again. These. Okay. So, I suppose you can be there, that's fine. Do this. So now, really very annoyed about the fact that there's a single block there that I can't get. Okay, so that is that. Then what we need is dig out this column, which I completely failed at. Should be using different blocks. Okay. And then, if this is our input switch thing, we'll do that. think. Put a lever on that. That will act as a kind of a button, more or less, rather than a lever in this case. And this should be far enough away that it shouldn't be at risk. Okay. So now I'm down here and I have a trigger that will toss a TNT down. Boom. Give me a bunch of cobbled leaf slate. Yay. Not that that was the point, but I mean, take it. And if I press it again, it will toss down another one. Ow! Rude. Really. So we made a bit of a hole here. If we could dig that out. And we use that as our collection space or something. Blowing a hole to bedrock now. Well, one thing to think about is if I want to clear out the chunk, then what I should do is use this duper to dig. Where am I? I'm at -20. But that isn't really the point here. Somehow my inventory is mostly full again. Stuff back. Here we go. Okay. I don't know how far that TNT will fall before ultimately blowing up. I'm quite sure at this height that we could go all the way down to bedrock before hitting it. Air bursting. So what I said before was if we have a generator at this level, then it's not going to mess with anything. That means to me that I can put the generators at this level. You see the size of the hole. We can probably make them 4 wide or something. Maybe even 6 wide. And we'll be fine. Pushing from either direction. And they have plenty of space that is seemingly safe. We need 1 block that's going to be a water stream. And then we need 1 block underneath that is going to be like obsidian or something, which I probably need to just go get at this point. This one is just full of garbage now. That's cool. Made some progress. Do I have... If I have a stack of obsidian, it should be good enough. It also doesn't have to be obsidian. It could be like waterlogged blocks or something, but maybe that's funnier. Maybe you just make it out of bamboo. That would actually be quite funny. Looks like it's made of paper. Let's do that. So let's grab some of these, make them into this. Give me a crafting table, please. Thank you very much. Make a bunch of slabs. Set up a water source. To be honest, Probably want a second bucket here. I used leaves. Yeah, sure. I'll do it. Let's maybe square out this thing. This seems to be the extent at which it's blowing up stuff. So we probably... do we want to leave it as this, or do we want to dig one more? Probably just want an additional layer, right? So if this is our layer of water, then this is the where we want these, basically. And I do need something underneath, which I suppose could be another layer of this. I mean, I built a whole blast-proof chamber out of materials that were just waterlogged, right? So the thing that I don't know is like exactly what the it looks like it drops really straight down. So this layer is just basically to have something to work above. Because I might have gone too explosion happy. Am I thinking about this right? Yes, I am. Although I will need some form of like obsidian or something here eventually, but it's not now. So. We're gonna put water in this entire thing. Now we can fill this up so we have a solid surface, but they're all waterlogged, so they won't blow up. I don't think I need that many. I guess the one thing that I'm not considering here is the fact that because I'll have a water flow, if there happens to be a hole, the TNT will be pushed by the water flow. Which I can counter by either making sure that the edge is also blast proof the way it gets pushed, or by removing the water flow when the TNT drops. But anyway, this state now... Yeah, interesting. Towards that side. I guess we can drop a few here and see what happens. It certainly seems to be more over towards this side, but it blew up. Well, maybe it is slightly random. How large is this? Really do not know. Being pushed by these water streams is wild. I am going to replace the lower layer too, just because I'm OCD like that. Well, now I certainly do need more. Not that much, but whatever, it's fine. Now if I just bucket that, it will cover the rest, right? Out this corner too. In here for some reason. Okay. Let's continue this experiment then. I'm basically going to keep doing this until I get in a situation where it no longer blows anything up. Probably need an actual ring of like obsidian here though. Although that doesn't make sense. Ow. Rude. This looks quite stable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's kind of perfect actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. There's 9 in both directions. So if I do this, we'll get 1 block at the end, which is pretty good, but I just thought of an interesting case with this. The fact that this is waterlogged might cause a bit of an issue here. You could do stairs here to form a water barrier. You know what? We'll just do that many, I suppose. I don't know which side is supposed to be which, but we'll do this now. So I want an upside down stair that is like towards the back here. So this is going to be solid side out. Oops. Out the back here. So if we remove the water here. There. There's no water. But these are still waterlogged. And then do I need to waterlog these? I shouldn't. Because there will be a waterlog block in between now. So it shouldn't be able to blow those up. Oh? Okay, so rarely torch blew up too. Yeah, definitely just need a ring of obsidian, with the exception of the place where I'm pushing in new blocks with the generators, but that should be fine, right? Because there will be constantly flowing new blocks in there that will be in the way. And then we'll just have a ring of obsidian, probably like a couple of blocks high. And then what I'm thinking is this is supposed to be actual hoppers to pick up the stuff. So instead of these, we just have a line of hoppers going into there. And it shouldn't really matter. But what we could do is we could have a water stream like that. The problem is, as soon as I have the water here, the TNT is going to flow this way also and expose all of this stuff. I don't know what this does, actually. Can I just yank the water from here and this is still waterlogged? Yes. So what if I do this? It now flows in towards the center, but it does mean that this is all waterlogged. I am going to need that obsidian, though, because if I try this now, it's just going to flow here, and it's going to blow up all my stuff here. Could time the TNT to blow up just as it hits. Yeah, you could, but it also makes the whole thing more timing dependent and complicated and all kinds of stuff. Like, I really don't want to... Because this is a thing that's going to be chunk loaded and running all the time. I want as few parameters that can go wrong as possible. I see something moving over here. Guess not. I suppose if the farm is running, you'll have TNT landing on the generated blocks instead of a floor. Yes, that's true. But that assumes that everything works out correctly all the time. Which potentially just isn't the case, right? Stack of obsidian. Oh, 2 stacks of obsidian. That should be okay. So I'd like a degree of stability in here. Let me push away some of these ores. Like, the whole reason I'm building this the way I'm building it is generally because I just don't trust that things will not mess up in some rare case. We'll come back tomorrow. It's also why we dug it down like this, right? I don't want to have to trust this thing. Okay, which means what I need to do... They're all pointed into here. That should be fine. I want this... I want this one covered up, actually. And then this needs to be obsidian. And then actually this needs to be too high. Whoa, I'm being pushed around all over the place. And then I want an additional ring of obsidian on top of this. But to begin with, because this is supposed to be below the generators, right? So this is all... Oh, that's fine. I can grab water from here. This should be fine. Suppose this is now also covered by this water, so I don't know that it even needed to be bomb-proof in the first place. I'm super much space for these generators now. Maybe the smart thing to do would have been to have the... Well, that wouldn't have worked either. I'm pushing from 2 directions. Thinking to put this in one end, but whatever. So I've got 9 spaces here, and there's no way I need 9. Maybe we can make a 5 wide stream of blocks would be pretty good. And that would mean this. And then if for some reason there isn't a there is a hole in the blocks, if you will, then this is what will happen. We'll sort of drift here a little bit. But I did take damage there, so we probably want at least one more line here. Why am I taking damage behind this obsidian? I'm not seeing the damage, but I'm like taking a damage tick thing. Okay, so the next order of business here is set up a cobble gen that pushes out here. There is chunk loading that extends past the chunk. Alright, so it doesn't necessarily need to be in this chunk. That would be quite tight. I'd like to create a 5 wide stream of cobblestone blocks. Maybe this is greedy. But I'd like to do that. That would be nice. What's this stupid spider hissing about here? No, it's out there. Okay, whatever. If I'm about to make a cobble generator, then bringing some lava would have been a smart move. Is there, it's way over there. Let's take a look. That doesn't look like it's lava sources. It looks like it's below lava falls. I hope his screaming isn't too loud on stream. I'd like a lava pool, please. I wonder how much lava I have. When I've gone to get lava, I've gone to a lava surface lava pool. Dip into the nether, I suppose. I'm a little bit hesitant to remove this lava because it lights up a bunch of this cave also. Here maybe? Well, there certainly is lava there. But it's, again... Okay, that's interesting. I don't care about this area as much because I haven't been here and lit up stuff. Can I grab this? Nice. This one. Hey. Okay. Nice. I'm not gonna have a way back here now, but whatever. I want some to experiment on. On the other hand, if I'm saying I want a 5 wide thing, then it would make sense to get 5 lava sources. Maybe lime. Come on. You know what? I don't need this 1 ingot. You know what? I have the ingot. It's fine. Now, can I get my way back up there is the question. I think I know where this is. This is where I was digging through. I made like a tunnel through here to get to between my trial chambers. I was like up there, right? I dropped down into here. Can I climb this? Thoroughly lost now. Is this my lava pillar from 4? Yeah, okay, cool. My brain is also running out of brain for the day, just so you know. So I'm unlikely to complete this stuff. I sort of only thought we would be doing the digging part. Meow, 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 meow. So much noise in the background here. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah. So like one cobble gen is reasonably simple, right? What am I even doing? Generally, you do something like this. You have a hole to attract the thing. The lava's there. The water can actually like, just be here. Right, then puts it there, of course. So you put your piston here. And I'd like this maybe. I wonder if stone generator is better as it might break easier. It does, but it's slower. It generates slower. I think I found that with my... Oops. Oh, wow. What the heck? What? Whoa. Whoa. Guy's holding a bone. There's diamond here. Okay. That was a bit unexpected. I just dug a block. I did want to get rid of that though, which causes a problem here. If I do this, that isn't great. That doesn't do it. But I suppose it doesn't really matter. We can just like probably push with quite some frequency here. Can I even use one source for this? Generate a 5 white from one source? That's probably... I mean, how fast do I need this to be, really? I guess is the question. Can I get rid of something here? Gravel. Lime, you're basically made of shulkers. Just make another shulker. You tell I'm getting a little bit tired. It's fine. Just gonna say I don't need it anymore, but it's still a full gen. It's fine. Okay, we got a little bit of space. Let's. Is an observer clock too fast here? Let's find out. I think it is, but let's just find out for the sake of this. That was unhelpful. Please, here we go. Yes. Oh, okay, cool. Ah, because I've removed this now. Silly. Please. Behave. Well, I'm glad I grabbed more. Really, we could do something like this. Oh, what the hell? That was weird. Put away my dust. Eh. Okay. So that is reacting to. Hold on. I need to stop putting all my stuff away. Now I have space. It's fine. Don't know if this is any better, because you're gonna get the same thing. I think you push him with this instead, so you don't get the piston arm, but of course you get this block instead. I don't think that's better, actually. You need to actually solve the problem. What I was thinking before was power this block with the redstone torch underneath, which then means it powers so you can read the power. I'm not sure about that, because there's no real space for it. Let's see if we can set up some way to actually detect this reasonably. I'm not too hopeful. So say yeah, this is so great that I put the shulker that has everything I need like really far away from where I'm working. That was a genius move. Like, this is unlikely to work, but whatever. Let's read this. Put up a torch so we see what we're doing. Ooh, that was really interesting. That sort of indicates to me that this whole thing is just not gonna work. Especially if I remove the piston. So I think a straight old clock is just gonna be better. Just slow enough clock. Samba agrees. So we'll just do like a repeater clock, I think. Which I actually kind of want a little bit further back so I could potentially drive all of the pistons with it. So we'll just do like a max delay thing. Oops. We'll do this for now. I've aligned it with an obsidian block. That is ridiculously close to exactly the timing. Okay, well, so I've lined it up wrong, obviously, but so the problem here is now what do we do here? Because now there's a bunch of stuff in the way, but if I angled this way instead and then had pistons pushing from all of this, I guess it's possible to do that here too. But there's no good reason to, I think. It would be much slower, but maybe that's fine. How often do I need this to blow up a bunch of... I really don't know. Nice. Okay. So what I want instead is I want a cobble gen off to the side here. It could actually even be in the chunk here. It could be over here. Maybe this is a better thing. Lay out where, like, I want my results. So actually, it would be ideal if I had them going across to here. Right? And so the generator is sort of here somewhere. Which means I need... you know what? I don't need to hold on to these. Have a good one, Mikatu. Thanks for hanging out. This probably needs to be obsidian. Actually, it could be like this. So water goes here. We have our piston there. We want this is to block. Hold on. No. Done it wrong again. I keep thinking about this wrong. Because we're touching a block that isn't there. So like do this. This, and then this is what turns into cobble. And I guess I will just splurge with some obsidian around this just to make sure that nothing blows up here. And why not? We'll just do that then. And so now if I put the lava here, we're going to get a cobble block here. Like so. And then we need another, we need a clock back here. Don't need that. It's right next to a lava line. There's some light already. It's fine. I do not want this on a chunk border. There's a cross of chunk border-ness here. Very nice. I don't mind if the redstone wire crosses the border, but I don't want the clock on a border. That's super awkward positioning. Can you not have the lava downfalling below? No, when the lava falls from above is when you get stone. Like that's a stone generator. Very heavy metal background music today. So this goes like that. And that's all, of course, already full right now. Nice breaking patterns. That can't be opened. Don't even need it right now. I have the pistons. So what we'd have... These are 5. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. So do that. And now we need to power these. Which I guess... easiest way is to just run a line across them like this. And if I grab that from... ideally this, but I guess I can do... Why is it too fast now? It's the same timing as before. Really? Game, why are you like this? Oh, that's lovely too. That's just super helpful. Love that. Suppose we add 1 and see what happens. That's super weird though. Longer pulse? I guess that makes sense. Because a pulse would ultimately just waste a bit of time. Okay. Oh yeah, I put it in the water. That's a smart place to put it. Get rid of some stuff here. Let's shorten the pulse then. Let's move this back. Connect this to monostable. Because ideally I'd like this to run as quick as possible, you know? Absolutely love that. Um, Did I mention I'm tired? Oh. Like I need a counter to 5 now to get to the point where but just for the sake of argument, ideally I'd like a basalt generator over here and they meet in the middle, which means I need them all to push at the same time. It takes a good long while for it to fill up the space. On the other hand, it only needs to go to the center, but so the next step could be mirror this, but on the other side. So we have 2 pushing in towards the center. Although I don't know what that does. Because we put them far enough away that they don't interfere with each other, other than bonking in the center. Let's be fine. Yeah, I mean, feeding it from 2 is easy enough. That's certainly doable. We'll just put another one over here. And the output is here, right? The output is not there. The output is here. The output is not there. What the hell have I done? Below this? The output is there. Need a shulker loader here. Great. For now, let's just toss a chest in here so we can actually view the results. I'll get rid of some cobblestone, I suppose. Got 19 cobble in there. We got 9 per explosion then, but very approximately. So on the other hand then, it doesn't need too much time to fill in the gap because yeah. It took a lot of time to fill in from the beginning, but I don't need to fill all the space because not all that many get blown up. Hello, Amprags. This is what we were doing. Automatically harvesting cobblestone and ideal basalt. I'm trying to make a basalt generator from this side. I know of a different Hamcrack. I'm supposing that it's not you. I know of a Hamfrags with S. No, that is the same icon. Hold up. That's cool, if that is you. Sort of GeoGuessr jet lag community. I think I'm him. Nice. Cool. I found your channel a while back and sort of binged all your similar games kind of things. That's really cool. I've actually been considering reaching out to you because I am designing a similar game. That's wild. That is a coincidence. Yeah, I've been working on a GPS bingo, basically. But even now, like, if I just automate the TNT dispenser here, this is an automatic collection of cobblestone. Like, it doesn't even have to run that often. This is just always loaded, and I'll have cobblestone. It's not at all the way I wanted it, but it is something. I guess what I will do is this. Let's see if I can get this right. Yes. So the channel in question is... Come on. I can't type. I'm too tired for this. Is that? And I will... On the YouTube end... I've gone away from my window. Can I? Okay, I don't know. Maybe I can't at somebody in YouTube chat. Weird. Not sure why you couldn't, but there you go. That's on both the chat if people want to check that out. Great quality videos. So basalt generator is lava and ice over something, right? It's been years since I made one. It's like lava flowing over soul sand next to blue ice or some weird stuff like that. Yeah, maybe search for Basalt Minecraft, not just basalt. I'm just like, I'm getting Wikipedia entries for, what basalt is. It's like, is this rock? Yeah, good. How do I generate it? You don't. You go mine it. It exists out there on planet Earth. Lava flows into space that is on top of soul soil adjacent to blue ice. That's it. So that is lava flowing, which means it's going to be slow in the overworld. Also, it means I'm going to go get some, blue ice, and I don't have any of those materials here. Okay, let's just run up and grab some stuff. Did you get somewhere with the terracotta machine? No, I did not. I have not spent another minute on it since we looked at it on stream. I've been very busy with other things. An oceanic rift. Yeah, wait for geologic processes. Let's see. Here, soul soil. Ooh, blue ice. I do not have a lot of this stuff. We got exactly 12. Very good. What could possibly go wrong? I make more, I suppose. Whatever. Ow. I am just actually too tired to be doing this, but let's experiment with the thing at least. 'Cause I want to see how this could work and the speed of the thing and whatever. So what we're saying is flowing lava. Hold on. That, however, does not strike me as having the same problem as the cobble gen. So we need so it'd ideally be these 5 blocks. So let me move that torch once again. It needs to be on top of soul soil next to blue ice. What prevents me from just putting the lava above and having it flow down? Well, the immediately obvious thing should be how do I push the thing, but maybe I can sort that. Okay then. Mods, we should probably snooze these. I don't think I'm up for another hour of streaming with this mental capacity. Let's just find out if this is even workable. All right. That means I am going to do this because I believe what I did in the other ones for the moss farm uses. Yeah. I mean that works too, but that's not what I want. We put another source here. Okay, I mean that seems pretty cool. So now what if we put like sticky pistons behind the blue ice and just push with the ice? That was much faster than I thought it would be. So the problem now is going to be how do I balance this? Because my mind had this beautiful thought of like the basalt is being pushed from one direction, the cobblestone being pushed from the other direction. You are screaming today, Seba. I'm not going to let you out there. You're just going to wake up my wife. But they are not going to be operating the same speed at all. So now what I'm thinking is maybe I shouldn't have 5 here. Whatever. I think what we do is we make them push at the same speed and see what happens. I should probably remove the lava from here while I go and work on it though. That seems somewhat sensible. Go away, please. Get rid of these sticky pistons here. Need like a line of redstone coming out of this, I guess. So I can work on this somewhere else, because I really don't want to sort of be squeezed in here, but that should at least be good enough to... Hey, there it is. Okay, cool. So Do that. Okay. All right. That looks good. We just fill this in with appropriately arranged deep slate in all of the weird and wonderful angles. How much of a disaster is this going to be? A lava source there, and a lava source there. Those. Okay. All right, so nice. So all I need really is sort of the same or similar clock pulse. Do I just wire it all the way from there, or do I just set up another similar clock? Probably set up another clock here, right? Where is the chunk border? Oh, we're fine-ish. Sure. On the other hand, I want the same thing here. I want short pulse. I hope Zeba's screaming is not too loud on stream. He is, I don't know what he's not happy about today, but it sure is something. This cannot be too quick because then the poles will drop the blocks. So I need 2 there, I think. Yeah, this should work. I mean, so this is going to be 5 times faster than the other side. So I'm just going to get basalt out of everything. That's my prediction here. Is there a risk that we push too far? Can I push these out of the way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously not. The push limit is there. Duh. Can't hear the cat at all? Oh, well, good, I guess. Oh. This was much closer than I thought it was. Okay. Yeah, because this piston is there. Okay. We can do the same thing here, I think. That I did on the other side. Just this. And then this out of that. There we go. Okay. Of course I did that. Can I get out of here? Okay. For some reason, today of all days, I did not have my ender pearls. So I guess we just say hi to the ceiling and almost dip right back in. Okay, well, let's fall down here instead. And let's do this. Yeah, I think the ideal here, sadly, would have been to move these back so that the push limit is right in the center. Which is still doable, it's just an annoying thing to have to do. Oh, that wasn't actually too bad. The basalt is definitely taking over, though, right? Maybe not. Hold on. Okay, yeah, there's definitely some randomness in where it lands. Oh, maybe not. Have I just accidentally made something reasonable? I might have accidentally made something reasonable. And this can actually run quite fast. Especially if I add another generator here, but I might not even need that. Okay, that's ridiculous. Oh, this is such a bad design. But really what we need now is we just need a clock that ticks this. And I was gonna make a hopper clock or something, but honestly, it can just be maybe it should be a hopper clock, probably, actually. Could be a really long repeater chain clock, but let's make a hopper clock, actually. Where's my other shulker? Way back here. This is all within the chunk, so let's put it on this side. We need this. I have the hoppers. Comparators. Solid blocks. I think we're good. And I think this. Ow. So basically, every time the clock ticks over, what I want is for this to swap state, which means this swaps and this whole thing triggers. Which means I don't have one of these. Well, which probably means at this point I want this in the air. That's really weird. I can't. Basically, usually looks like this, but then I can't really get this to trigger off of that, can I? Just build it in the air. What if I build it? Both? What if I do this? Yeah, so that does it. This is slightly awkward. Ow. Now I have to build it in the air, and I also believe that it is now going to cross the chunk border, which kind of sucks, but because now it looks like this. Yeah. So that crosses the chunk border. It's probably fine. This is the jankiest. How did I end up making like a super janky? Why? And now I built it wrong. Why did I? What is wrong with me today? Whatever. You compare that into this. Yeah, it is correct. It's just this is in the wrong place. No, that was actually in the right place. My goodness. Need some dust. And the pistons. Let's toss some items into here. I have no idea how many. Probably slow. Yeah, because it has to go. Let's just rip half of those out again. Dust is a little bit in the line of fire, but I don't think it'll be a problem. Still way slow. I mean, maybe not way slow, but a bit slow. Pretty good. Could still be faster. Basically, at some point, yeah, that's gonna be close. That's 5 notions left. Thank you. The risk here is that the generators don't have time to cover the thing back up, and so the TNT falls through a hole that is being left. That's a good size explosion. Okay. Adds 2 actually. If I understand the chime right. I think this is good. I think this timing works. Thank you. Yeah, I caught it. This is gonna need a shulker load. This is gonna be full very quickly. But yeah, I think we'll wrap up here, folks. Thank you for hanging out today. I don't know. Like, today was not a focus day. I did too many things before the stream today. Getting that video done, like the second before the stream, might not have been the best warm up, but this was fun anyway. Let's kick off a raid, shall we? Before this ad kicks in. Where are we going today? Choose quickly. Alright, we're going to Linksy. Very cool. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your day or night or morning or whatever time it is in your time zone. And I will see you all later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.